5421 South King Drive.
To the county, really?
5421 on King. Come on.
I swear to God, I think I think about everything. I swear to God, I think I will tell you, please.
Wait, hold on. You gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 779, what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
In case you missed it, the news wrote, the new Lil Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Durk and OTF members has changed this case. Durk's lawyers submitted paperwork for extended time on their bond proposal, raising the question, what did Lil Ted say to the feds? Lil Ted is also known as OTF DD's brother, who is Durk's main hitter. Lil Ted was picked up by police at a local convenience store when he had a firearm in his jeans pocket.
5421 South King Drive.
To the county, really?
5421 on King and your cousin. Shit, okay. Dude had a... What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
Lil Ted was then driven to the police station. Before even getting inside with tears coming down his face, he tells the police, I swear I'll tell you all about the murders, hoping not to be placed into jail, but it was already too late for him.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
I swear to God, I think about everything. I swear to God, I think I will tell you, please. I swear, please.
Being placed into the waiting cell, Lil Ted is seen crying his eyes out, wanting nothing more than to rat on the murders he knows and be taken out of jail.
Wait, hold on. You gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 779, what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
With OTF DD being his older brother, there was news of someone snitching in the case. It showed DD and Ted's last name in the court paperwork, so most people assumed it was DD, but in reality it was Ted snitching. But talk of King Von's cousin Vonnie snitching was also circulating, and OTF Bay Zoo hopped on Instagram Live to calm the situation down.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. On my kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail. But
it got crazier when academics spoke on Vonnie snitching.
When you see Flacco post something, you almost gotta be like, look at this headline. Lil Durk found out his co-defendant OTF Vonnie, King Von cousin, filed for protective custody when they came to court. Okay. That sounds so crazy. This is why we have streams like this. This is, I'm not gonna get on anybody or anything like that, and I'm not gonna ever say that I haven't, maybe jumped maybe once in a while, but I definitely do aim to be correct, and I never try to be incorrect out of malice, right? This is why we love to bring up the paperwork and try to explain it, and also increase everyone's knowledge on stuff, because a lot of times these days the headline is way better than the story.
But did you know that this works in Durk's favor as he tries to secure a bond release? A viral tweet reads, Durk's lawyers just submitted the sneakiest bond proposal I've ever seen. We're about to see him released before GTA 6, as the famous Mo shared this.
In the Lil Durk case, his lawyer Drew Finling not giving up on the application for a bond. Now, they were denied last week by a magistrate judge. In federal court, you have a magistrate judge and a district judge. The district judge is on top of the magistrate judge. So if the magistrate judge denies you, you can ask the district judge to take a look at it. That's what his lawyers are doing here. I think this is a good decision because, quite frankly, in front of the magistrate judge who denied Lil Durk, Drew Finling could have pulled a rabbit out of a hat, and that magistrate judge would have remanded the rabbit. You have to consider the fact, and I hope the district judge will, that this case, as pled several months ago, has been significantly watered down in terms of how it's being pled against Durk. where you used to have an allegation that we, the government, are going to prove to you exactly who he paid the bounty to. Now the government's saying, oh, we're not going to be able to do that.
Mo mentioned that the fill-in judge denied Durk instantly due to his case being a murder for hire. But today it was announced Durk gets another chance at freedom after a judge approved a June 2nd court hearing to review his third bail offer, now up to $2.7 million. But it's what happened on his last hearing, which will help him be released this time.
Update on Lil Durk. He had his bond hearing today. He looked good. He looked like he was in good spirits. No crazy weight gain or anything like that. He looked good. The judge was on the same vibes she was on last time, which is that, wait, they're saying murder for hire. They're saying you put bounties up. They're saying you ordered. They're saying I'm saying that's going to be no bond. There's basically no argument you can make to this judge in a murder for hire case to get a bond. Is that the prosecution's case has taken two major hits. One, the prosecution has had to abandon their allegation that he rapped and celebrated about this murder, that he put these lyrics out talking about, oh yeah, I got you, you out here screaming no, no, crying in the street. Prosecution had to back away from that allegation. It was proven false. They need that allegation.
Because what will have him released is the prosecutors taking down their evidence against him.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
As he believes the prosecutor's case is getting weaker since they can't use Durk's lyrics anymore, as Durk's lawyer continues to call the charges a joke, because the feds only had lyric evidence and can't use it now.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
With them removing the lyrics as evidence, the prosecutors did something terrible to Durk. The news wrote, Lil Durk is now facing a new charge in his murder for hire case after being hit with a second superseding indictment yesterday, while prosecutors have removed mention of song lyrics. As this is terrible because it led to reports of, on May 1st, a California grand jury indicted Durk, born Durk Banks. The rapper now faces a new charge of stalking resulting in death in connection with the passing of Quando's cousin in August of 2022, which is in addition to being charged with one count of using interstate facilities to commit M for hire, one count of conspiracy, one count of discharging firearms, a machine firearm, and possession of firearms resulting in a passing. However, the prosecution removed all mention of Durk referencing the murder in song lyrics. Due to all of this, Drew would flat out say they want to go the distance, but with the new charges, this might be a terrible idea. As academics asked if they'd entertain a plea deal, to which Drew says absolutely not.
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen like this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's gonna be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
But Drew explained they're keeping something in their back pocket, as they will explain that his music is an expression of his First Amendment rights.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is violent.
As it looks good for Durk that lawyers online are saying he will be released, similar to Young Thug.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we'd look at is Young Thug. Down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted, and I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, and it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here, because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before.
The lawyer also explained that the prosecutors likely don't understand rap culture.
Yeah, and I'll go out on a limb and say that sometimes prosecutors don't necessarily understand hip-hop culture. It's almost like a text without context. So you got to really understand the time, the place, the audience. Sometimes they might speak in ways that seem direct to somebody that's outside of the culture, but doesn't necessarily, but can mean several things to someone inside the culture. So it would certainly be a flub, big time, right? But it wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened, where somebody looking through the window, particularly of hip hop culture, doesn't understand what's being said other than their desired use of it.
But when it comes to Durk, one of the biggest coincidences is the lyrics the feds tried to use in the case, because Durk rapped, "Look on the news and see your son, you screaming no," which almost is identical to how Quando Rondo reacted to Lil Pab's passing.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
But this makes you wonder how much evidence the feds have, because one report reads, over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio recordings, video surveillance, and 20,000 pages of reports are currently being processed for discovery, as OTF Jam supplied them with the evidence. A court update reads, the feds believe Durk paid to get these 2 people dealt with. The first is Stefan Mack, who got Lil Durk's brother D-Thang, and the second is OTF Jam's baby mom passed after Durk found out he wore a wire around him. Feds think OTF Jam is the key to putting Durk in jail for all 3 crimes, as this Instagram live was when they noticed Jam was wearing a wire, because he held his jacket and whispered to it.
Check on your man, I heard you got his head. Hey. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have a dare. Architect. I'm having a dare.
However, months before being arrested, Durk knew Jam was acting strange, as he came out in an interview to say this.
I see shit from a mile away. I don't think people realize that. I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your is gonna cooperate.
As Durk spoke further on it, saying he didn't even allow his friends to his house.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
I promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the. We're gonna have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the.
You gotta watch. Everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta. Everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play.
But you have to remember that OTF Jam is the same guy that Durk gifted $50,000 to only a couple years ago.
You know what's name, bro? Steady crying, huh?
He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him.
Get in the milk, bro. Get in the milk so big mama get the tripping, bro.
See that?
Feed
for my baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. This too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof
Bro got out what?
You know that
How many you did off?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really was just getting in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
The feds investigated those in the background of that Instagram live and found out they were also jewelry shopping with King Von, as it's the same suspects that were arrested for Lil Pab's passing.
Solitary stone.
We just looked at him.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
But for further evidence against Durk for the passing of Stefan Mack, they revealed this Instagram story from Durk, which says, "For D-Thang," as it was posted just 30 minutes after Stefan passed away, which came alongside this Instagram story of Durk laughing about it.
You can't see us, what? Tweaking on folks. Hey, somebody always said, it's live car. Yeah. Somebody always said, it's live car.
But this isn't the only snitch against Durk. The case gets concerning when you realize what's about to happen. The news wrote, prosecutors delayed Durk's chance of being released on bond to gather last-minute evidence against him for the next hearing. Chatter of a new snitch is going around the courtroom, which is likely the arrest of Brick Baby. Last week it was announced Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and others, all arrested in a Rollin' 60s gang takedown, as it would then be shared. Lawyers and sources believe Brick Baby, who was arrested in the latest gang takedown, will snitch on OTF rapper Lil Durk. The timings of both arrests make lawyers believe the feds will force Brick Baby to give everything up on Durk, as the feds originally targeted Lil Durk for M for Hire because of Brick Baby. 3 years ago, he did a live stream saying, "You can't say Durk never slid for Von because they got Lil Pab."
But was this an attempted hit? Or
Well, they can't say that no more.
Then they put you as
Why?
Like,
who died? You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Federal charges in California.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
So this is about the...
Oh! What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
But did you know Brick Baby also said something even worse? The feds brought up Durk's evidence of, told me they got an Addy go, they got location go. They connected it to, and I quote, Brick Baby says that he would have dropped Quando Rondo's location if Lil Durk had asked.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had asked me, I probably would have been coke if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I'd up it.
Right.
The feds have him in lockup now, pressing serious charges against him, which will force him to snitch on Lil Durk in the end. But did you know it was announced? Charleston White says he's responsible for Brick Baby being locked up by the feds.
I'm the one that put the feds on Brick Baby. I keep telling you, y'all didn't think I'd be playing. When Brick Baby went to Houston and was playing on the internet and put that $10,000 stack on his head, and indirectly said, hey, I got some money on Charleston head. And he continued to act like he was pursuing me. I made a federal report. First, I called Houston and made the report to Houston, but I did this through my law enforcement friend. So, not only that, we filed a report with the feds in LA, along with the LA County Police. I swear to God.
As Charleston White isn't the biggest fan of Lil Durk either, he was happy when Lil Durk was arrested and counted it as a victory for the community.
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
But did you know, right when Durk's about to be released from jail, his wife, India Royale, was caught cheating? It was tweeted, Durk's baby mama, India, was allegedly seen at a party with her hand on another man's leg, with the footage being released by one of her friends. Screenshots would make it clear that it is happening. India would end up reacting the next morning.
Family, do we know you? Yeah, you a grown man. Do y'all remember when men used to like lay concrete, change tires, go to war. Now these niggas on the internet gossiping all day. Like, what's happening?
With this going viral online, 6ix9ine and DJ Academics would give their opinions.
Alright, so you want to bet 10,000 right now that hold on,
Durk,
hold on.
told about some other.
We talking about India.
She's a good girl. She's
You met her?
I haven't met her. But,
So why you saying she a good girl? Like,
because I hear the drama about everybody's relationship, and I know any rapper who could say something about me and they got a public girl, I could tell you who your girl off when she was mad at you. Like, I know all of that. I've never heard no dirt about her. Just to keep it a beat. Never heard nothing about her, period.
all right, but she gonna be faithful to the trial.
Yes.
Anything after that?
I mean, you never know how it goes. I mean, if somebody, how does it go if somebody's, again, I'm not wishing upon him, but if he gets life, like, how did that go with your girl? She's supposed to be faithful or no?